Hey everybody, J-Man here. And today we're talking about some women of wrestling because it is Wednesday, even though I normally do this on Tuesday. But we might be changing around some of the times for some of these streams because it looks like Owen from the Action Elite wants to get back to doing sort of the Wednesday streams. So I'm actually might link up the streams and I'll start it off with Steven and I talking about some wrestling, and then we move over to Owen's stream. Possibly, I'm not sure if that's going to work exactly. We're seeing how that is today. There is no stream on the Action Elite, so we're starting at 7:30, our usual time, but just on a different day. Tomorrow, Stephen and Sean and I are all going to go see John Wick Chapter 4. I think because it's Chapter 4, they wanted to make it 4 hours. And then someone said, no, don't make it 4 hours, make it 3 hours. And it's like, okay, because it's 3 hours. I don't know why that's going to be 3 hours, but I'm not nervous at all. I'm not nervous about that at all. But this Friday, we're doing the Days of High Adventure. Sean and I are going to talk about G.I. Joe, the movie. Yes, Cobra La. We all hated that movie as kids, but do we still hate it? Have I 180'd on it? There's a good possibility I have. You'll find out on Friday. So I'm looking forward to this Friday, actually, because I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I own it, of course, but I haven't watched it in a long time. So we'll see how it goes. But that's pretty much it. Next Friday, I think we're back with the days. I'm sorry, with the 80s fantasy versus, and that's going to be Deathstalker versus Conquest. So that'll be a week from tomorrow. Other than that, Steve and I will be back next week, of course, for some more Women of Wrestling. We're debating on the times and dates and all that stuff. But rest assured, we will be back. So let's bring in the aforementioned Steven. Hello.
Hello.
And let's say hi to Brian, who's already here. How's it going, Brian?
Hey, Brian.
All right. So we have yet again NXT seems to be so again. If you look at my bullet points, I have 3 bullet points for SmackDown, 4 bullet points for Raw, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for NXT, which is crazy. But one of the bullet points is Chase U. But yes. Chase U has been voted as the greatest thing on television.
Yeah.
So that was voted by me. So I am unanimous in that.
Yes. I would second that vote.
I mean, I was like, Chase U, debate. You have to be effing kidding me right now. So we'll talk about it at the end because I guess Thea Hale is in it, so that technically counts.
Yeah, it counts. It's very loose, but it counts. But like we've had to watch how many Judgment Day matches now because of Rhea Ripley. Like every time Dom fights or one of them, and she comes out, I'm like, oh god, now I have to watch this.
Right.
Though I have not hated it. There's one. It used to be 2. Now there's just like of the 3 guys, there's just one I don't watch because I don't care. Like it's just I'm bored, right? And the only reason I'm watching Schism is because of Chase U. Otherwise, I would never watch Schism. I find them incredibly, and we'll get to that. But like, I don't know. It was a good week for some of the promos in the men's side, like Cody and Roman.
Oh my God, Cody's my favorite
on Raw. I mean, there was just how it was said. Like both guys said it, and I'm glad Roman Reigns finally, I don't know if he did this before, admitted he was not a professional wrestler because the guy has 4 moves, and it's like, oh, you're like what our dads call a professional wrestler, and I'm like, but when did that become a bad thing?
Yeah, that was an interesting segment. I like the talking. It's actually good. Cody Rhodes is like fire, man.
Oh,
I love Cody Rhodes. That's it. He's the damn best. Like Dusty Rhodes is already the best. We know that. It's crazy because I love Gold Dust too.
Yeah.
Different reasons. But now we've got these all three of those guys. It's like, and Cody Rhodes, I don't know. You can say what you want about Hulk Hogan and all this, but the Americana always wins over. I love that it's the American Nightmare. I think his theme song I think it was written for his character because, I read the lyrics whenever, and, it's like, it's literally talking about. I
have it on my iPod. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So the song's available. So I don't know. But who else is up for the NXT Women's Championship? It's Tiffany.
It's Gigi. Tiffany. It's
well, it will be Gigi.
Gigi Dolan. It is
who are the four front runners, really?
Yeah, it's Zoe Stark.
And
it is Lyra Valkyria.
And Lyra or whatever her name is. Okay, so there. I put a poll up. Who should win? Who should be the champ?
Did you add in Roxy Perez?
No. Oh, Brian's saying for Lyra right there. He can't buy into the dollar store Wyatt family Rock's daughter. Yeah.
I literally when they show up on screen, my TV wants to shut off. Even my TV doesn't want to show them on my TV. I don't even have. It's not even one of those smart ones where you're just like, you go in the microphone and say, Raw or whatever, or change channel to this or anything. Like my TV immediately just is like, no, I don't want to show these.
I don't want this. You know what it is about the Rock's daughter, and I like, why am I not saying her name? That's brutal. What's her name?
Ava Raine.
Yeah. So she has this thing where she doesn't speak with her lips. Like she's like this, and we'll talk. It's like, I'm part of the schism, and it's like it's just. I'm like, it takes me out of the. I have nothing against her, and I don't like people making fun of people's looks. Like if you want to say something, like we always say this person's attractive or whatever, but saying that, I think that's okay. I think positive is okay, but I don't think negative. It's like people are like, oh, she's ugly and all that. It's like, listen. It's like you don't talk like that, and you don't judge people that way. That's it. You judge them on their characters and their abilities or whatever. You can say, yeah, this like Ronda, okay, her abilities weren't that good. She's getting better, whatever. Ava Raine, we haven't really seen her. At least I haven't seen her fight. So we don't know. You could say the character's boring, which I do think the characters are boring in Schism. I don't see anything.
They're boring. Like, but I agree. I don't like, here's the thing. I've always said this. If we take 100% of percentage, 2.5% of the human race is probably legit gorgeous, legit beautiful people. 2.5% of the population is probably legit unattractive, no matter what. Like,
right.
No.
Yeah, and everyone else is just
everyone else degrees. Everyone else is degrees.
Right.
So, I mean, can you honestly say that the vast majority of the female roster is not presentable? Let me put it to you that way. Like, they look fine. To really good, to awesome, to incredible, right? There's a few who are like, man, probably not, but that could actually be construed more in personal taste than anything. Right. There's been a lot of girls who are like, people are dying over, and I'm like, and then there's girls I'm dying for that people are like, so...
Somebody said on one of these message boards, or I keep saying message boards as though that's the thing that anyone does anymore. I'm an old school internet guy. Someone said in one of these Facebook groups or whatever, Twitter feeds or whatever, and they're like, oh, horse face Charlotte. I'm like,
yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
That's outrageous.
Yeah,
that's effing crazy.
You
could say she's not my taste or whatever, or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, you don't like horse face. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's no one who's that. But we're gonna get to we'll go through SmackDown in a second. Just quick. I got a lot. I don't know what happened, but I posted a few like videos. They're just normal comic book reviews, and I'm getting a shit ton of comments, and people are. I'm like, all day today, my phone has just been going crazy with stuff. It's like, okay. And I got like something like 30 subscribers in like a couple of days or something crazy like that. So that's great. Thank you to everybody who's subscribing and sharing and all that. I really appreciate that. And it's a little bit crazy because you're like, whoa, what happened?
Well, I think you're gaining cred with the comic crowd, right? Like you're
I
getting
guess so.
legit cred with them, and they're like, "Oh, this guy," because you do talk about comics a lot, right? So
Yeah.
if you keep saying, if you keep pounding on the door, eventually someone's going to just open it, even if to say, "What do you want?" So
Yeah, and I'm not getting a lot of hatred, which I'm very shocked on. I will say that one of my subscribers drew this for me. I had a couple. I showed you guys the He-Man one last time. I got another person who drew this for me. I'll show it to everybody. This is pretty awesome. Superman Grounded, and that was a shit comic. But like, so I don't know how this person knew that was a shit comic. I didn't read it. That's one that Sean read. He's like, "You'll hate it." I was like, "Okay, I'm not reading it."
Yeah.
So this guy actually knew that like I would not have liked that, which I thought was pretty funny.
I think.
All right, so let me just see what here. Lyra. Okay, so Lyra was rough last night. Yes, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So Joe, hey Joe, I picked Tiffany because Roxanne. Okay, so you think she'll make a recovery? Yeah, because we know that was a kayfabe injury. Zoe, Indy's out, right? Yeah, Indy's out as of last night. So Steve can't be happy about that. Yeah, Steve has been wanting Zoe up there since we started these streams.
Yes, Brian is 100% right. That is exactly it.
So this is what I'm saying. So she doesn't. It's just like, I'm part of the schism, and I'm going to get you guys, and it's just a bit weird. Like I think that's just her natural way of speaking.
Delivery. Yeah.
Let's NXT will take up most of the stream, so let's just go through these quickly, or not quickly, but SmackDown, we had Dom, who I still love, and Rhea versus Santo and Queen Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega is so tiny.
I know.
I like. It's like I feel like when like I can't watch her wrestle. Like I feel so like I'm like, no, you're hurting this poor woman. Like, leave this poor woman alone. She's done nothing. She just wants to eat a sandwich in peace. Can we just leave her alone?
Yeah, when it was the two of them versus Rhea and Dom, I'm like, really? I mean, I got to be honest with you. I really like Legado del Fantasma. I really do like them. I like them more as heels.
Yes.
I don't really buy the face turn. Zelina Vega does not scream face to me. Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
I like them coming in as sort of like the mafiosos, and they're like, they cheat and all this. Like anyone who has a group and they're not out at ringside to give an advantage because they're faces is weird to me.
It is weird.
Even if I was a face, if I'm walking out there with other guys against other guys who I know have other guys in the back who will come to the ring, I will bring other guys with me. I don't know when the numbers game became a heel thing, and that's all. Like the face, like all of a sudden, Legado del Fantasma doesn't want the numbers game because they're faces, and that to me makes no sense. What is wrong with having the intelligent face? I don't get it. Who's like, listen, and they can have a promo like, listen, Finn and Priest are back there. We know they're back there.
Sure.
We'll bring our other two guys down here just in case.
Equalizers or whatever.
Yeah. I never understood why we just wouldn't do that.
I like Zelina.
Well, she looked really good in this match. Like her moves were pretty awesome.
She's good.
Yeah.
Plus she likes anime in real life, so I like that.
Yeah.
And she looks like really good. Like I don't know, like
she looks really good.
It's so anyway. But I like her. But I just like when she got the Riptide, I was like, oh my god, it's like you murdered.
She got. Well, I mean, Rhea is just so damn strong, right?
It's like me versus my nephew or something.
I know. It's like, so unfair. But like, in all honesty, I don't like the LDF taking losses this frequently. Like, I think you gotta stop doing that because pretty soon they're just going to be on Jobber Island, and I think that the talent on that squad is too good to have them as jobbers.
Yeah, I wish they'd wear the masks. I like luchador masks. So, but anyway, that's just
I would like. Well, I like the suits. Like now that Santos coming out in like the poncho and that, I'm kind of like, I liked you in the suit with the cigar and all that.
I like
That
that
just
too.
seemed you. And you could talk about how you were like luchador royalty.
Right.
Like to me, that made sense, right? Like you needed him to be the "you're beneath me" heel, not the "hey, I'm now Rey Mysterio's buddy and I'm losing all the time," because
Hey, he
that's what
doesn't
Rey
care about Rey
Mysterio.
Mysterio. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, like I like you can do that, but like I don't know, it's just weird. I don't like it. Dom and there's an interesting thing I'm noticing about Rhea Ripley, which we'll talk about on Raw because it's more pertaining to Raw than this. But
Mm,
I just want to see LDF take this one. I think I just don't want, if you're going to have someone lose, job them out to someone else. I don't like the LDF losing this much.
yeah. Yeah, and Zelina has been gone for a while, so we should give her like hype her up a little bit.
Give her a chance to
Like
run.
you put her against like Rhea. It's like, well, that's like you're just getting squashed. Like,
Yeah, you're just going to get destroyed.
All right, hey, Double C, what's going on? No, I did not see the Power Rangers. No, I did not see that.
Oh,
I will look that up.
AWC.
I was at the office today, my day job.
Damn day job.
Yeah, so Rock's daughter will see her wrestle at Stand and Deliver, so we'll see. Yeah,
I'm curious to see how it is. I just talk about NXT.
Oh, you think Dom might go to what LD? What is it? LDF?
LDF.
Yeah.
No, not LDF.
No, I don't
Oh
know.
well, he could lead them. Yeah, I could see him leading the Legado though.
So Phantasma.
I actually would like the LWO to come back because I actually saw Ray wearing a chain with LWO.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I thought the LWO was such a great idea, and they well,
yeah.
Eddie had problems, and that's what ended the LWO. But I loved all the luchadors coming together. I thought that was
luchadors are the best. Yeah. I even like Nacho Libre.
It's a good movie.
That's a great movie. I have the poster for that too. Okay, so we had Liv and Raquel teaming up against Tegan and Emma, which is like literally like obviously they're just going to get destroyed.
Yeah, this was again another let's throw together two women and other two women, and it's just Emma and Tegan just got like it was. I literally think I saw the entire crowd leave to go on a piss break. Like it was crazy. I almost left to go on a piss break. I was just like, normally I would have because it's like, it's not even worth watching this, but I'm like, well, we got the streams. I should watch this. But I'm like, it's almost like watching a car crash where you're sort of watching with your hand over your face and you're sort of peeking between two things because it's not going to end well. Like Tegan, like I wonder how they pitched this to Tegan and Emma. You're going to wrestle Raquel and Liv to be in some showcase match, which is not for a title, not for money, not for anything other than to have a match at WrestleMania.
And then you're gonna lose.
By the way, I think you literally might get one kick in and that's it. Otherwise, you'll just get like take their finishers and all their signature moves and just get destroyed.
Yeah. Come in and take all their signature moves and go home. Oh, okay.
Thanks. Remember, we're still paying you. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, that was random.
I just wish they came up with better. Do you remember there was what the hell was it? A $68,000 match or something? Where like not $68,000, but there was a match for money. Like, there's no incentive for this thing, right? There's no $1 million belt. There's no
right.
This isn't for the tag belts because you have the tag belts tied up in a 6-woman tag, so obviously your tag belts don't mean anything because they're not going to be defended at WrestleMania.
I don't even know. I literally this morning I literally forgot because we hadn't watched NXT yet. I watched NXT like after work today, and I literally forgot where the tag belts were. I thought Damage Control had them for a second. I was like, man, Damage Control still has the belts. And I'm like, oh wait, no, they don't have the belts, do they? I had to go on Instagram, like, oh yeah, they don't have the belts anymore. I'm like, and I was like, oh yeah, was that Becky that has them now? Becky's my favorite of anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what's going on anymore because it's just so random. it is the worst. Like,
yeah, no one
random night.
cares. It's I watched the Bailey Ariel.
Yeah, I watched it too.
You told
Yeah,
me
sit
about
down. Yeah.
The interview, and she was talking about how much take belts mean to her because she and Sasha basically started that and all that. I'm like, yeah, they're not. It's an afterthought of an afterthought in WWE. No one cares, and you're not defending it at WrestleMania. I don't know what to tell you. I don't get it. Like, it's not because it's a prestige match. Like Austin Theory is not defending the U.S. Championship. Or no, he is. He is defending it against Cena.
I
What
think
am I
he
talking
is.
about? He is. You're defending every other belt. You're not You're defending all the NXT belts. I think you're defending everything except the women's tag belts.
I know that's outrageous.
Like, and you're literally throwing together 4 female teams and saying we're going to have a match. It's not going to be for the belts. It's going to be a showcase match. What are you showcasing? I know who these women are.
I know. This ain't The Price is Right.
Yeah. Have them win something. Have them number 1 contenders match for the women's tag team belt.
Sure.
Simple.
Call it that then. I don't see. No, I don't think she's going to stay with them either.
No, you're right, Brian. I have an idea. Emma's probably happier job than being stuck. Yeah.
So there you go. I guess.
No, you're right. And what I realized, Joe, when I was thinking about it, is the roster has become. Everyone was excited when Triple H started hiring people back, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is great. He's bringing talent back into the system." But you now have guys being gone for weeks, and it's like, what happened to Karrion Kross? He was the big doomsayer, TikTok and all that. Now he shows up once in a blue moon, and usually in a triple threat or a quadruple threat or whatever, or he wrestles Rey Mysterio for some unknown reason because they're running something with Rey Mysterio and his son, and then he disappears. And I'm like, Karrion Kross has an awesome entrance, B, an awesome gimmick, I think, and 3, a beautiful valet who I want to see more of.
Yeah, that should have been the first thing you said. I'm like, where is he going to get to the real reason anyone cares about Karrion Kross?
Well, those 3 things.
I didn't even know who Karrion Kross was when you started talking. I'm like, yeah, who is that guy? And you're like, oh yeah, Scarlett. Oh yeah, that guy, the guy that's with Scarlett. I know who you're talking about.
But this guy has he's got an awesome. He's a good guy on the mic. He looks good in the ring. He's got all this stuff, and you see him once every 6 weeks. I'm like, yeah, you got too many guys. You got I've been hearing about the cuts, and I'm like, you probably need it because there's a ton of people in NXT. Well, not a ton, maybe, but there's a bunch of people in NXT who probably deserve a call up, and you got too many freaking people. You do. You just have to Braun Strowman and Ricochet are teaming up. Why are you teaming up Braun Strowman and Ricochet? He literally makes 2 of Ricochet. That man should be fighting for belts. Right. Not showing up in showcase matches, but anyhow.
You give it to the Gunther.
Yeah. There you go.
He should have a sister.
Yeah,
there should be a female on that who comes in. It's like, I'm going to be the ring general, but a different version. The female version, and she wants to. What would have been good? Lacey should have teamed up with them, and they could have been because Lacey's just gone.
Well, Lacey is MIA. Lacey still. Is she still signed to WWE?
I checked her Instagram yesterday to be sure it still says WWE, and it still does.
She's back to basics. She beat a few local talents, and now she's gone. She can't even be thrown into a random tag team with someone.
Right. I'm not going to remove her because I like her too much, but I'm not going to remove her from our thing. But she really needs to go. Charlotte had some talking. Rhea came out. There's a big fight at the end. Them running around beating the crap out of each other. I mean, how else was that going to end?
Yeah, again, I don't know if it hypes me up anymore for this because they already have talking at length about the history between the two of them. So I don't know, remember they're going to fight. I figured that would be what happened. I can actually replayed their last match. It's available on the app. I'm pretty sure I can just rewatch it there. Like, sure. It should be for something, Brian. Like, at least, if not for the belts, it should be for the belts. Let's get that straight. It should be for the belts.
Right.
But if you don't want to do it for the belts because you're horny to have Trish Stratus and Lita in a match with Becky Lynch holding them both up theoretically, and just to watch Io Sky miss half her shots, if you want to do that, have this for the number one championship or something. This has
exclusive clip from the 4-way match.
I mean, I've been watching this woman since August. I feel now I pretty got a good handle on what she does and doesn't do.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, okay, so that was SmackDown. Felt like the audience got smacked. When I reviewed Superman Lost, I'm like, no, the audience lost. That's who the readers lost. All right, we had Raw, which Chelsea Green, who's quickly becoming one of my favorites.
She wanted to talk to the manager again. He's like, it's still me.
It's still me. It's like I'm literally the same person. The best was going to the other thing and saying, I need to complain about the other manager. It's
like I'm mistaken. I like how she had matching outfits with Carmella. And
I had matching outfits made, and Carmella's not here. Piper Niven broke character at the very end. She was laughing. I could tell she was kind of like, this is outrageous.
Yeah, she was laughing. I saw her break character. I saw her break character with Chelsea Green. I did.
You have to, because Chelsea's just so... And then they call her Karen Green by accident. He's like, well, Chelsea Green. It's like, oh, that was great. I can't remember which announcer did, but he's like, well, Karen Green, Chelsea. Oh shit, she's really funny.
She is.
Like, I need to complain about the SmackDown manager's like, yeah, that's me.
I just tried to tell Chelsea and Carmella were talking, and Adam Pierce walked in, took one look, and walked out.
What?
He's just like, oh shit.
He's like, I'm out of here.
Oh man.
Oh my god, that's really funny. So what happened to Carmella? Was there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so her new partner, Piper Niven. I mean, that was just like.
So they figured out how to have Chelsea Green look better in a match, and that's just get beaten up. If you actually watch the match, she had no offense whatsoever. She literally just stood there and got hit for the entire match that she was in it. Piper Niven had offense, but not her.
Well, yeah, and Piper Niven can, and like, what's her name got her up, like, that was pretty crazy.
Well, again, that just like everyone is complaining about, or maybe not complaining, but everyone's saying, oh, Roman Reigns is the longest, blah blah blah, and people are kind of like, yeah, we hope he someone takes a belt off him. Yeah. Usos have been there forever. It's like, okay, they probably need to lose the belts. Even Gunther, they're like, okay, he's had the most longest run probably. No one's saying anything about Bianca Belair, because Bianca Belair took a 300-pound woman and freaking KO'd her. And I'm like, and that's why she's the champ.
She's awesome. So her and Asuka versus Piper and Chelsea. There's obviously tension afterwards, but it is what it is. I think Bianca's still gonna win.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like Asuka, I don't know if Asuka takes a heel turn from this. I assume maybe.
She's already on her way.
Yeah, I assume like I even now when her her music hits, I don't hear the same reaction I used to. It's a lot more muted. I think people are just like, listen, she looks weird. She's acting weird. She's
what
not
is this?
Face. This is not face behavior.
No, it's not.
And based on her look and all that, I struggle mightily with her. I don't see her as a straight face. I don't see her as a straight heel. I see her as a tweener.
Right.
I think she's someone who can fight either. And that's probably the best position to be in. It opens up your world of possibilities.
Yeah. No, that's true. But that was cool. And then we had so Rhea Ripley had come out, talking whatever. Then Damage Control came out. And then we had Bayley versus Rhea, which was like the weirdest. Like, I don't know why they did that match. That just felt so weird to me.
I don't know. Well, here's the thing. I've been noticing, and I've been trying not to let it happen, but I've been noticing fans are getting on Rhea's side.
Yep.
Not Dom's. Still hate him, but they love Mommy. And you heard the Mommy chants and all that. Like, and she reacted to it. Now she's still called the fans pathetic, but the fans didn't boo her really. They're just like, here's the thing. Rhea Ripley, her look, you want to be on her side because she's that weirdo who sat in the corner and got picked on in school. And she's got the underdog storyline for WrestleMania. I came, she kicked my ass 3 years ago. I'm coming back bigger and better than ever. She's not coming across as a heel, guys. Like, that's why I agree Rhea's going to leave, because Rhea's going to turn face. The crowd, like, it's the same.
Yeah, they're ready.
They're ready. Like, it's the same. And this is going to sound very odd. LA Knight. When LA Knight comes out, people pop and they're like, let me talk to you. They're already they're already popping when he says that. I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, he's losing a shitload as a heel. He's not doing anything.
No.
Turning face because the crowd's ready for him to be a face.
Right.
Sami Zayn turned face. Well, you had to do that because he was getting astronomical
reaction. Big time.
Rhea's getting positioned as a face now, and I think you have to turn her because Charlotte never is not a face to me. Not a face. Never will be a face. I agree, Brian. She's a natural heel. I really think this is going to be a double turn at WrestleMania where Rhea will turn face and Charlotte will turn heel. And
she has to be a heel. I don't get it.
Rhea will leave Judgment Day shortly after WrestleMania.
Yeah, for sure.
Rhea, there's. You know what, Double C? I think you have to let Asuka win to justify the change, because if she keeps just losing,
what was the point?
All you did was put new makeup and give her contact lenses. Like, you need to justify it with a title win. So I agree. Maybe not now. Maybe she wins at Backlash. Maybe she starts a female faction or team or something. Maybe Asuka goes with her and they become the new Kabuki Warriors or whatever. Problem is that Asuka is kind of hard to hate as a heel. So maybe that doesn't happen, or to dislike. But Rhea's going to turn face. It's obvious, and that's why I think we had the Bayley Rhea match is to sort of test the waters. And it did make sense because Bayley's like, well, you never came to me. I'm the role model, blah, blah. So I was like, I kind of believe it.
Right.
Now, I was laughing so hard when Becky came out with the big-ass bag of popcorn. I was crying.
Yeah, oh, God.
I'm like, because if you know how much popcorn is, I'm like, she must have spent $200 to get that big popcorn.
Yes, I'll be getting popcorn tomorrow. It's $18 for it's $12 for a large popcorn in Canada after tax. I do get layered butter though.
You do get layered butter. But I'll be honest with you. I like the match. It was a good match because I like heel versus heel matches. I kind of like them to change things up. What didn't make sense was Becky and Lita and Trish. Yeah, I saw that. Though that's really her old finisher, but I saw that. And I think even Bailey was surprised to like 1 count, really. Like, that is weird because Bailey's won belts with that move. But anyhow, what was weird to me was the faces coming to Rhea's defense, because I'm kind of like,
yeah,
that makes no sense. Like, they should have just been there as witnesses and making fun of Bailey and all that. And you can actually have Bailey. I don't like Bailey losing a lot either. I think
me neither.
Loses her luster if you keep having her job. You have to let her win. And I honestly think that the WWE women's division would be better if Bailey had a belt. But Bianca's awesome. And Charlotte's Charlotte. So I don't know who she beats. But I think you have to be looking at that because, again, you're sort of wasting this comeback from Bailey, and you're definitely wasting Damage Control.
Yeah.
But it was just weird. It was a good match, though. I enjoyed seeing Rhea beat up someone new for once instead of same old people all the time. Liv Morgan, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know.
I think Asuka's got 4 or 5 years left, man. She doesn't look 41.
I know.
I think she's got enough time left, man. She seems to be in good shape. Yes, she went like this. She did that.
Yeah, it's obvious. Rhea's gonna turn face, and Charlotte will be a heel. That's fine. And then her and Dom. What's gonna happen? Dominic cannot be a face. Like, he's just too.
Oh, he's got to go to counseling and everything. He's got to go to counseling and everything.
Oh, well, what if he? What if Dom goes with another girl or something?
That's what I'm thinking. He'll end up going with another girl, and he'll be taunting Rhea and all that. I'm like, you're gonna have that, man, because he's gonna be like, oh, I went to prison for you and all this, and then you did this, and like he's gonna go. I would have him go to that same counselor who Alexa Bliss went to.
Oh, yes.
And Alexa, and he's like, oh, I helped Alexa Bliss. He's like, oh, I went to jail for this woman and all that. And the doctor says something, and Dom's like, you're right. I should find someone else. Didn't you treat Alexa Bliss? Maybe do you have her number? And then he goes with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Bliss back like that.
Or what if he starts going to every girl and they're rejecting him?
Yeah.
And then or something, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm too dangerous for you." Eh? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And then maybe sometime Alexa Bliss could be like, "Oh, you're not too dangerous for me," or something. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
They could do something funny with that. Dom is just too good, and this prison Dom is like.
But he can't be like, they hate him. They
hate him.
He can't be a face.
But I'm so pumped for him. Like, he's awesome. And this was so perfect for him because he was so bland and garbage before. This has really made him somebody to watch out.
Yes. Team Hell No.
I was gonna go. Yeah. She can.
So that's the question I inevitably have: is how invested is Asuka to stay around long term in WWE? Because I have a feeling that she's like, when I don't want my last match to be in WWE. I want it to be in Japan.
Right.
So that is a good question. Like, how long until she's like, no, I'm going back. Like, I don't know how long their contract runs.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm checking the poll out before we do NXT, and I posted who should be the NXT champ. We got Tiffany, Gigi, Zoe, Lyra. So far, we got 60% for Zoe, 20 for Gigi, and 20 for Tiffany.
I have an answer.
We'll get to that. First thing was Roxanne Perez will be back. We saw those tweets in the beginning, so that's fine.
She'll recover from her vacation.
Yeah, and we had Tiffany, so I'll play our thing.
I just had a Tiffany epiphany.
Yeah,
so Tiffany. Yeah. Oh, I know. And versus Indy, who's your favorite? Tiffany Stratton is just so awesome.
Tiffany Stratton is ridiculous. Like, I remember I was thinking during the match. I honestly think, J-Man, that she is probably not like her character. And the reason why is someone who looks like her doesn't need to be a wrestler. She obviously
Yeah, this is what I was thinking too.
bad. So I don't think she is that person. I think she's actually mocking those type of girls with her character. I honestly think she is literally one of the best female wrestlers I've ever seen.
She's
The
crazy.
way her athleticism, that moonsault, I think it's called the prettiest moonsault or something.
I mean, it's
like her athleticism. She does not look like someone who is still learning to wrestle. She looks like someone who's ready to go. She's got strength. She's got like her. If she had a match versus Sol Ruka and they legit gave him 10 minutes, like if they had a triple threat match, just a triple threat match, Sol Ruka, Tiffany Stratton, Katana Chance.
Oh my God.
How would
that would break wrestling. It's like,
yeah, how would you even stage that? Like I wouldn't be able to watch it. I'd have to you'd have to.
Yeah, I'd have to buy that on DVD on its own
because you'd just be like, you'd miss so much of it. Go, oh my God! Like
that would be epic.
She's an incredible competitor. I love Indy Hartwell. I don't like Indy Hartwell losing. Oh yeah, if we're talking about looking good, that moonsault was amazing. If we're talking about the impact, Indy Hartwell got destroyed. I don't know if Tiffany managed to take some of the brunt on like herself. At least it was not like a tiny chance where she moonsaulted her ankles.
Right. Yeah.
Like I saw that and I'm like, yeah, that looked pretty hard. And they replayed. I'm like, oh yeah, that looked really hard. Like Indy took that full force. I don't like Indy Hartwell losing too much. I sincerely don't. But if she's going to fight Tiffany Stratton, I'm like, oh, she's going to lose. Tiffany Stratton's too hot. Tiffany Stratton is my pick to win that match.
I was thinking that too. She's just like so awesome. And I think she's maybe better than Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
Like I like Mandy Rose, but I don't know, man. Like this Tiffany is just like crazy. Like she's taking over everything for me.
Yeah.
Like she comes on, it's like don't open your mouth till she's done. It's like I don't know. She's so awesome. Yeah. All right. Then we had a GG interview. There's no sound though. It's so weird. I didn't hear any of it. I don't know.
I saw. Yeah, I heard it.
I'm like, oh my God. And then it's like, wait, was there an interview? I'm like, what happened?
Why does she look so good now? She turned face and she looks 100 times
this is
better.
the best. This was the best idea, guys.
Yeah. You should have turned her face a year ago.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, what is happening right now? It's like, we have Gigi Dolan. I'm like, oh my God.
Can't meet her in person. Hi, Gigi. How are you? I'm up here.
It's crazy. And then there was, I'm assuming something was said.
Yeah, there was talk about you're going to be in a ladder match and you injured JC Jane. And I don't know.
And then to make it less audible, Tiffany Stratton came in.
Yeah, then she came in. She had a Tiffany. I don't know, man. Like, I sincerely don't know what happened. Like, Gigi Dolan came on. I'm like, oh my God. This woman's incredible. What the hell?
Just like, what happened here?
Yeah, that I like. No wonder they chant her name when she comes out. I'd be chanting her name too.
Oh my God, yeah. India's turning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what it. Yeah.
That is what it is.
That is what it is actually. Yeah, that's a good call, Brian.
She's so good.
Moonsault had problems with Moonsault to hit people.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Tiffany's moonsault. It's just I don't know if it was the camera angle or what it was. Usually when I'm watching the moonsault, I can see either the elbows or the knees hit the ring first. And that takes some of the hit away. Based on what I saw from the from the angle of that moonsault, I didn't see where Tiffany like absorbed some of that blow. I didn't see it. She may have, but if she did, like, this is a problem I'm having now with Tiffany Stratton, is she is so good. I'm missing the misses. I'm missing the obvious things where I'm like, oh, you took that blow. I saw one thing where I think she just barely missed it by like that much. But now we're talking about people who miss by that much is Bret Hart territory. That's like Bret Hart missed by that much, where you couldn't tell he missed.
Right.
I'm starting to not be able to tell where Tiffany misses. So I'm like, either she's hitting them or she's way better. She's way better than I thought she would be. I'm like, oh,
me too.
She's going to come in. She's going to do some moves. It's going to look a little brutal, but whatever. She looks good. And then she does that freaking moonsault, and I'm like, that I didn't expect that.
No, I know.
No.
Yeah, no, it was good. So so let's see the poll. It's the same, I think 60%. Yeah. So 60 are still saying Zoe. I guess there people feel that Zoe needs to be moved up and give her this belt.
Zoe needs to be moved up. 100%.
She basically confronts Indy in a little quick.
Yeah, she confronts her, and they're going to have a great match. And I don't know. Like, this is so hard for me because I love Indy Hartwell, but I love Zoe Stark. I honestly feel Zoe Stark 100% needs to be Bianca Belair's next opponent up on Raw. I do. Like, I don't see what she's got left to do in NXT.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, maybe she could have had a feud with Nikita Lyons, but Nikita Lyons blew out her knee. By the way, whatever happened with that? Now there's no more assaults in the parking lot?
Yeah, that was weird. They got it. Yeah. Maybe Nikita Lyons assaulted herself or something.
Maybe she did. And then Wendy Chu assaulted herself?
Yeah, I guess so. It's like
it's funny how Tiffany had the epiphany and all of a sudden the parking lot stopped the assaults.
Oh, yeah, she solved it. She was on to the person.
They should be celebrating her for that.
Gay Piper never know anything back. It's like a jobber. Yep.
Inevitably, that's what happened. She became a jobber with a different name. She's still a jobber, though.
Then we had Kiana and Fallon and this whole Sebastian stuff, which we don't know what's going on. You got to tell Brooks. And then we had Isla and Alba attack Fallon, and then Kiana came out to help her. I mean, that's all right.
It was okay. I mean, I love Kiana James's reaction. I was just basically watching Kiana through that entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think Fallon is more attractive than Kiana James, to be honest with you now.
Fallon's
really good.
Yeah, I know.
But like, I don't care about Brooks Jensen at all, but I just love Kiana James's reactions when Fallon was accusing her, like Sebastian. She's like, oh, I saw Sebastian. She's like, how did you even get past security? Like, she's focusing on that. Instead of like, listening what I'm telling you, I'm on to you sort of thing. But
I love this. Like, what security?
Yeah. Well, like, dress as a bush.
It's like the big security system. It's like this ain't Mission Impossible.
There's a laser room.
Or entrapment. Remember, she had to go.
Yeah, she has to go through.
Fallon has to go through all the.
I don't know. I love Kiana James, but this whole thing I don't care. But like, I actually like Fallon and Kiana James as a team. I honestly do
like them as a team.
I hope that they continue on, but it's this whole thing with Brooks Jen. I don't care. Like, just get on with it.
Yeah, get on with it. Like in Holy Grail.
Yeah.
So we had Ivy, Niall, and then there was the big thing with Tatum talking about that, and she was against Lyra, Valkyrie or whatever, and give her a roundhouse kick. That was all right. Lyra won, I guess, because Ivy Nile, I don't know, she's just there, I guess. Like, I don't know what they're doing with her.
Ivy Nile needs to be part of the new Damage Control with Zoe Stark.
Yeah, that'd be better.
They both come out like Ivy now is legit. Look like she could kick your ass. Like
She looks like a tough chick or whatever, right?
Yeah, she's good.
Why not both?
Yeah,
I'd buy that for $1. I'd actually clip that. That's actually
that's yeah. But Fallon is like pretty damn good.
No, I know. Yeah, I've noticed.
I've noticed this. Yes. Yeah, Lyra. I love Lyra. There's two things about her that sort of not irritate me, but sort of like I find her like boots weird. Like I find weird.
I was gonna say that. I literally thought the same thing. I'm like, why do your boots suck?
Yeah, her boots are.
She has like Funko Pop boots.
Yeah,
like,
it's
fat.
not good.
They look like they're fat. Like,
Yeah.
why are your boots weird? Like,
yeah, her boots just. I look at her boots for the entire match. I'm like, why?
We did not talk this over before, and
No.
I swear to God,
No.
it's like that is so weird. I was just thinking today, I'm like, you know what's throwing me off about this chick? Her boots. Like, who are these two guys talking about like the women's like boots? But I'm weird like that. Like, I'll be like, listen, I'll be like, I don't like this guy's tights. It's like, what do you got? Oh, I don't like the tights. I'm like that. Like, I don't know. I'm like an arts person, right?
Yeah.
So I'll look up, like, I don't like her boots. And it's
No.
like, I'm not trying to be snooty or trying to be this big, like, fashionista guy. It's like, I don't like her boots.
Her boots are so weird. It's like that little, like, part in the front. It's just, it's great. I'm like, this just looks weird. This Funko Pop is perfect. Like, it's a weird shape to me. I'm like, and I'm constantly looking at her boots through the match. I'm just like, this is not what you intend, but this is what's happening to me. I'm staring at her boots.
Yeah, I don't like them.
And I hate. I'm framing a picture like just put your arms out like this or something like. This makes no sense. Like what?
Were you voguing?
Like, yeah, are you doing a selfie? Like, like, just, no. I like Lyra Valkyria, but no, I don't. There's just elements about her that need to be fixed.
Yeah, the boots need to be fixed ASAP. Just give her normal boots.
Need to be fixed. And the whole feathers thing, I would drop that too because I'm like, no one gets the feathers. No one understands what you're talking about. Like, you're like, oh, she's getting more feather. I'm like,
no one cares.
Is she stuffing a pillow? Like, not making any sense to me. Drop the pillow, drop the feathers thing, drop the cheesy thing, drop the boots. Like, there's something here, but it's not what you're giving me.
Right. Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah, we don't need that.
No. Yes.
Anonymous video of Zoe Starks. Yeah.
What
is it? Is that Stevie woman with the YouTube channel or whatever?
She had one match which was mediocre, and then she had a couple more things, and I'm like, did she return home to England? I don't understand.
Yeah, she's gone. I don't know what happened.
I found that weird.
But then we had Chase U. So we had Chase U debating Schism, which was absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
I love that Thea was like, she's like so pumped.
Yeah.
And she said this big thing. It's like, wow, that was really good. She's like, I just blacked out.
Yeah. I don't even know how. Where did that come from? Oh.
The dictionary describes belonging as whatever. I'm like, what is happening right now? And like, what? Okay.
Thea Hale needs to be.
What was the purpose of this debate?
Yeah.
Like, what are you debating for?
I didn't even. First of all, why did we have this? Like, they're giving the peace sign. Like, I'm like,
well, shouldn't it be one?
Yeah,
like he goes, we're four roots.
Yeah, it should have been like that.
It should be 4-1.
Yeah,
like for life. Remember that? But like, well, we the ones, so that they don't want to do. So now they're peace is like, I don't understand what's happening here.
I like they take off the masks, and I'm like, you've already lost the debate because if you show up wearing a goofy yellow mask, you've lost credibility. So that was bad. Then it's like the one British guy talks, and then Duke Hudson's like, I'm I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, heel turn. Hello. Anyhow, but Thea Hale. I mean, Ava Rain after she read off like Brian the teleprompter.
Teleprompter.
Thea Hale is awesome. Everyone just needs to emulate Thea Hale. Like I love Thea Hale.
You can't use "We the One" thing.
Yeah. It's just you got people like you're missing if you're trying to be the Charlie Manson gang. No, it's just it's bad. Schism is really bad. The Dollar Store Wyatt family is perfect nickname for them. They're just bad. And then like I wanted to hear Andre Chase, and then like Joe Gacy like interrupted him and he made no points. I'm like, well, I want to hear Andre Chase. He's the dean of Chase U. But then thank God we had Tyler Bates, Master Bates, come down. Yep. That was actually Alfred Hitchcock's nickname for Anthony Perkins when he was filming Psycho.
Oh, great.
Anyhow, we had Tyler Bates come down and he gave his great speech. And what it came down to is they're going to wrestle at Stand and Deliver, where Duke Hudson will turn on Chase U. Right. And then Schism will have Chase University, thus ending the Chase University, I'm assuming, gimmick, and therefore making me not like NXT as much as I do now, because Chase is the greatest thing on NXT.
Yeah, I literally saw that coming. So I started to think, should I buy a Chase U shirt right now before they go away? Because I literally what you just said is exactly my thought process. Like, oh, here you go. He's gonna turn heel. They're gonna F him over. Chase U thing will be done. Then they'll just be solo wrestlers, and that'll be the end of Chase U. And because they're not gonna let Ava Rain lose on her first fight. Oh. And Chase U's been around for a while now, so I guess we're done with this angle.
Yeah, they're done with it, and I'm kind of like, you took out one of the best parts of NXT. I honestly, I love the fact that you had Chase U people, because they're at Full Sail University. You have Chase U people in the crowd cheering for them. It like as part of the match atmosphere, but it makes perfect sense because it actually takes place at a university.
Yeah, so it actually worked out really.
It worked out really well. It connected with the crowd. They Chase U is ultra popular. I think people love Thea Hale, and now you're ending it. And I'm just like,
yeah, that totally sucks. So yeah, Chase U's awesome, but yeah, their days are numbered.
Yeah.
So. Well, we can talk a bit about Cody Rhodes. We're about an hour in, so let's talk a little. We can talk a little bit of Cody and Roman. I mean, this entire thing was awesome. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that Cody Rhodes is winning this.
Cody Rhodes.
Is there doubt?
Cody Rhodes has made it that it will be. I had doubt only because I'm like, not that Cody Rhodes would win it, but that he'd win it at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. I did have doubt. Because I'm like, how are you selling Backlash?
Right.
Cody Rhodes has made it impossible that Cody Rhodes can lose at WrestleMania. He has made it impossible.
Yep.
His promos, I mean, him getting together, Kevin Owens. The problem with Cody Rhodes is it's not just a gimmick for him. He literally has sold that this is his life, his legacy. He left. He started his own thing. He came back to finish the story. Like that whole thing, like because he keeps mixing the wrestling stuff with the real life stuff.
Right.
It's now impossible. If Roman Reigns beats Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, I literally think there will be a riot.
I think there will be.
Like there would be no way. Like Cody Rhodes has his promo work has been too good. It's too good, and I can't. It's impossible now. I mean, the way he schooled Roman, like Roman did a good thing, but Cody schooled him. He's like, when you lose the next day, it's going to be like, what are you looking at? Jay will leave you, Jimmy will leave you, and then soul will leave you, and your advocate, your wise man becomes an advocate again, right? And it's just kind of like, and you see Roman, he sold it. He sold it like, oh my God, that's what's going to happen. Plus, this has become a pet peeve of mine, and I'm glad someone finally stopped it. Solo Sikoa has this big thing before he does a move where he's like, he yells and he raises his arms, he looks at the sky. Why doesn't someone, this is like Mortal Kombat. If someone's doing this big pose, why aren't you hitting that person during a pose? Because they're not even looking.
It's you know what it is? It's Mike Tyson's Punch Out, the game.
Yeah.
It's the tell. As soon as the guy does it, you're like, oh, that's what it's like. Hippo,
Yeah.
or any of those guys, like what like one of the guys would like something would ding, or his eyes like the guy's the diamond would flash. And
that was a tiger. Like,
you're right. And so
tiger.
it's like this is like a video game. It's like if he's doing the thing, well, we can nail him right now, right? Like,
yeah. So he did that. He was going for a spike or something, and Cody kicked him.
Yep, that was awesome.
And stopped him. I'm like, I literally went like, it only took you a few months, guys, but you finally realized when he does a bit, like now you should probably hit him.
Yeah. Yeah, Cody Rhodes is like on fire for me. I've never been so pumped. I like Roman Reigns also, so I'm pumped for that match. WrestleMania right now, as usual, these two nighters, because I've seen every WrestleMania, I own them all on Blu-ray. These two nighters have always been 50-50, and they're not 50-50 like night one, night two. There's like 3 good night one matches and like 3 or 4 good night two matches, and you're like, why don't you just put these together and trim the fat and make it one time and that's it?
Yeah, I'm looking now.
Like what you have the matches up?
At the matches, so of course I freaking.
Oh, I can share my screen. Hold on.
Pooch and I picked 29 instead of 39 because
WrestleMania 39. I can share the screen. Hold on. Yeah, I'll share it. I was looking at Zelina Vega pictures. Hold on a second.
How could? Yeah, I would be too if I wasn't.
All right. I was trying to find the Gigi Dolan interview, but
oh, jeez, my God. Okay.
All right. So let's take a look here. I won't be able to see you when I click over. So
yeah.
All right. So we got Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. I mean, I don't care. I'm assuming Seth is going to probably win.
You know what? I actually don't care either way. I actually don't care. I don't see. I hate these pseudo celebrity matches. It's just to me, I don't care. I literally don't care. I'm not going to watch the match. At least on first viewing. I'll watch it when I buy the DVD, but like I'm not.
Yeah, I'll buy them all. I buy the Blu-ray. So Roman Reigns versus Cody.
Yeah, we'll watch that.
We're assuming Cody. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. We're assuming Rhea Ripley.
I would watch this even if it was. So I'll say this: I would watch both women's championship matches, even if weren't doing these streams, because I do like the story of Charlotte versus Rhea, and I would like to see Rhea win. Bianca versus Asuka, just because Asuka never has a bad match, and Bianca rarely has a bad match.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be able to have a good match.
I have Brock versus Omos.
I'll only watch that for spectacle reasons.
Yeah, I mean that'll be a whatever match, but it'll be fun. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus.
I think this one will have a chance to be a dark horse because you got 3 guys who hit really hard in one match. I think you're going to have guys walk out or frigging welts.
They will. Austin Theory versus John Cena. That's just for fun.
That's a fun one. I'll watch it because it's I've always been a I shouldn't say always, but I always felt like John Cena got pushed too fast, too hard, and it fell on him. But I think he honestly does good work. I mean, I know that some people don't like his mic work, but like if you ever watch Fighting with Your Family and if you watch the behind the scenes stuff, they teach you to tear into your opponent. That's what they sort of encourage you to do. It's just some guys aren't very good at. Yeah, I agree with that, Joe. I'm very sorry to hear that they wouldn't be the main event. And it's all for politics, which is the worst reason. I think it should be Sami and Owens versus the Usos because that's what you have people want to see 100% over Charlotte and Rhea. Absolutely. Anyhow.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like once I have it on Blu-ray, I just chop it to where I want to go, so it doesn't really affect that. But yeah, you're right. It like people, general public or general like the fans are generally more interested in this. Sami Zayn is super on fire. Kevin Owens has always been like people love Kevin Owens, so I mean, this is just that's more important.
I think the storyline is just perfect for that.
So Theory and Cena, that's fine. We have Becky Lynch and Trish and all them.
I don't like this match. I will watch it for the stream, but otherwise I probably wouldn't, just because it's an obvious, and it's not going to be a long match. You got two wrestlers who haven't wrestled in a long time, and you got two wrestlers on the other end who, like I said, miss half their shots. So
yeah, it's obviously Bex will win.
Yeah.
Okay. Edge versus Finn Balor. I don't really care.
I'll be honest with you. This one is going to be a dark horse, and the reason why. I'm not allergic to this match, I swear. The reason why is because Edge has told him to come out as the Demon King, who is like Finn Balor's alter ego. You've never seen him, J-Man.
Oh.
He's awesome. He comes out in full makeup and stuff. I think because this is going to be their last match together, I think they're going to put on a freaking terrific show.
Okay. Liv and Raquel versus
don't care.
Whatever those other, that's
care.
random.
I'll
That's the random one.
I don't care. It's a showcase match. It makes no sense.
So Braun Strowman, Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. I don't care about any of these things.
I don't care about anything. Just make Otis part of the MMM. Like I laughed first with Becky Lynch.
Right.
The second time I laughed my ass off is with Maxine Dupree.
Right.
Because there was this exchange. The way Maxine said it, I'm like, it was true, but it was so funny. He was like, oh, you're not making any sense. She says, I'm beautiful. I don't have to make sense.
Yes.
I cried when she said that. I was laughing so hard. Like, I love being part of the MMM. I do.
Yeah. No, I do love it. I think it's genius. Otis and all that is just like the funniest ever.
Yeah. I'll actually care more about MMM if he joins them.
Oh, I would too. Yeah. So, all right. And then as the Usos, yeah. So
yeah,
we'll watch.
We're interested in that one.
Yeah. Is that all the matches? That doesn't seem that much.
So the rumor is that Triple H wanted less
matches, but more like longer or just more impactful.
People are saying we hope so, but the honest answer, which is not as good, is that they want less people at the show. And by I mean less people, I obviously don't mean audience members. I mean less technical crew and all that, because WWE is getting ready to be sold. So they are going to try and trim a lot of people to make it like this is what happens in any sporting thing. If you follow any major professional sport, whenever a team, unless we're talking about a team like the Yankees or the Dodgers or something, it usually what happens when they get ready to be sold is they start to put it in as ideal a budgetary position as possible, so that new owner is not taking on a bunch of commitments when they onboard this new thing to their their empire, right? Because usually now it's not one, it's not like one the era of the one sports person owning something. It's not over, but it's becoming more that you're getting conglomerates owning things as part of a portfolio. And the Atlanta Braves and Toronto Blue Jays are an example of that. Like Toronto is owned by Rogers,
yeah.
one person, and Atlanta Braves are owned by Liberty Media. Now they're the only two, but even other ones, you're seeing more and more like larger and larger ownership people come in. Like it's not just one owner owning the entire thing. They're usually a majority owner and a bunch of smaller minority owners. Right.
I know Mark Cuban owns Dallas Mavericks.
He owns the Dallas Mavericks.
Because I watch Shark Tank.
He's got any minor stakeholders. I don't I don't know that much, but like usually what you do is you start to like trim it down so that when they onboard it like to the new owner, they got a clean slate that they can make decisions on how they want to proceed. Right. It's the same as anything. You've been part of companies that have been bought out
all the time,
and they get rid of people. Like that's just the thing. They get rid of people because they want to go as small as possible to just figure out, hey, what do I want to do with this going forward?
Right.
So the WWE is trying to do the same thing. So they're not going to have as many like ring people, technicians, blah, 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 staff at WrestleMania. So in order to make sure that they don't need that many, they're going to have fewer matches. People are hoping that still leads to longer matches and more time.
So
I'm not convinced.
It's basically like 6 and 6. It'll be 6 matches and then 6 matches. So like how long would you say, okay, I mean, if we did the math on here, how long are the 2 nights? Are they 2 2-hour nights or are they 2 3-hour nights?
They're 3 hours if I'm not mistaken.
Because if they're 20 minutes a piece, 20, 40, 60, you can do 2 nights at 2 hours.
You could, but then the question would be, why wouldn't you just do one at 4? But they won't. Well, I don't know if they won't. It obviously will be disproportionate, right? Because the Edge Finn Balor match will go over 30.
Right. But and then the women's triple, like 6 women will go under.
Oh, they'll be under 10. That'll be under 10, I think.
Right.
You can't let that.
Yeah. So it doesn't. The math doesn't exactly work out.
No,
because
it doesn't work out because almost then Brock Lesnar will be. I'll be surprised if it's more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's a long match. Yeah.
But you're going to have Roman versus Cody. It will be a long match.
That'll be long.
Usos versus Owens and Zayn will be a long match.
Right.
You will have long matches sprinkled in, but I don't see. I think Rollins versus Paul will be a long match. I think that will be a longer match.
Right.
But I don't see like a ton. Brock versus Almost Joe is just a spectacle match. I'm going to watch it just because the amount of manhood that is in that ring is impossible.
Yeah.
And I just want to see like it'll be brutal. Because if you see Brock Lesnar, he's very, I would say, careless with his opponents. I'm sure he protects him more than it appears, but he seems very careless in the ring and he just chucks people around and stuff.
Right.
He's not going to be able to do that almost. So I want to see how it plays out.
Yeah, he'll have to actually figure out some other moves or something.
Well, it's also
yeah, go ahead. Finish your thought.
It's also because I don't think Brock practices his matches or works out his matches a lot. Like he's a guy who shows up like pretty much on the day and just figures it out.
Right.
And it's gonna be a brutal looking match of almost because that guy can't. I know he's like more mobile than say Andre was or something, but the guy still can't move. So Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre are going to legit kick the shit out of each other, and I'm excited to watch it.
And then we've got Chelsea Green's Karen gimmick.
Yeah, I hope Chelsea Green becomes the assistant GM.
Oh my God.
Or the co-GM, what's her name was, Sonya Deville.
Yes. That'd be good for her.
Yeah.
And it's like, but yeah, her and Carmella actually are a great team.
They're a great team. They complement each other well.
Carmella and Zelina, which I caught the tail end of, didn't seem to fit.
No.
That was a weird team.
Well, we got like, why is Liv Morgan teaming with Raquel Rodriguez?
Yeah, that's weird too.
There's nothing about either one of them. You need to put Liv Morgan in with a Punk team. That's why she worked well on the Riot Squad. Raquel Rodriguez should not be in a team. Raquel Rodriguez is a team by herself. Like, she's
And the
someone.
team has to help each other. It's almost like they're not they're okay on their own, but they're better together until they get to a point where they can split up and both be good. And
Raquel,
that,
yeah,
like, yeah, that just, it's like Axe and Smash, like Demolition, for example. Like, without the two, like, once it was Repo Man and then Crush came in and all this, is like, it's like, ugh.
yeah,
It was just, that was weird. Or even the Road Warriors, like, on their own, it's like, no. Even the Powers of Pain too, Barbarian and Warlord. It's like, when they're on their own, you're just like, I don't know, they're okay, I guess. Like, I like War, like, they looked cool, but I just wasn't as pumped for them anymore.
No, they're complementary pieces, and like Raquel Rodriguez does not. There's no one like Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez, honestly, I have zero idea why they keep missing the boat on this. Make her a monster heel. She will hold the title for 75,000 years.
Right.
No one's going to be able to compete against her. I have zero idea how she has not A, held the belt, and B, been a heel. Maybe it should be A been a heel and B, held the belt. Like,
right.
That I'm continuously stunned, and now they got her in some no-name tag team match at WrestleMania with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan put Liv Morgan in the horror show with Shotzi and Mia Yim, who is now missing in action. So it's not Mia Yim, it's missing in action.
Yeah, Mia Yim is gone. Zia Lee is gone.
Yep.
Like, half these people just went away. Shotzi is like a guest appearance character.
Ronda and Shayna Baszler did not appear.
They're gone at
SmackDown.
And they're not in WrestleMania. Like,
well, they will be as one of the tag teams.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, they'll be one of the tag teams. You're right. But like, it's so crazy. Like, Ronda was headlining.
Yeah.
A WrestleMania, and it was like, now it's like you're one of like a random. I think, like, see, the problem is that, except for Roman Reigns, and I think Cody Rhodes can do this. I think Cody Rhodes can be. This is what I was kind of getting to with my thing about like the Americana. It's like, say what you want, Hulk Hogan, that guy lasted a long time, and he had the hype with them, and even people like, we're in Canada, and people were pumped for Hogan, and when the Real American song came on, people were pumped up for it. And we've got nothing to do with the United States, but we're still like, shit, I'm a Real American. That's a cool song. I'm pumped up when Hogan comes out. And Cody Rhodes has that. He's like, okay, I'm not the American dream like my dad. I'm the American nightmare. Like, okay, he's got the flag and the skull thing. And like, people are pumped. Even in Canada, people are like, oh, I like this guy. He might be someone who can actually go the distance and headline a few WrestleManias like Hogan. Like, there really was never another Hogan.
No.
Like, it's like Roman Reigns is like the anti-Hogan, where it's like he's just like a bad guy holding it or whatever. The Bloodline was a great thing.
Yeah.
Actually, it was good. Yeah. But like, if you look at it, there's only like, like Ric Flair was one guy who's like, yeah, he was constantly like Ric Flair and Roman Reigns. They had their thing, like they're similar. And then, but there was never another Hogan.
No.
Warrior didn't go anywhere. He only had his one or two things. They just, I don't know. Cody Rhodes seems like he could do it. Like, Dusty was the one who did it before. Can Cody do it again? Like,
well, let me like Hogan. Warrior had to look, but he was nuts.
Right.
He didn't work. Then they tried they wanted Lex Luger.
Right.
They wanted Lex Luger, and that didn't go anywhere because Lex Luger, it's just he didn't have it. Like, he didn't have it. He's a great upper tier guy, like upper mid card guy, maybe challenges for the belt once in a while. He's not the guy. Bret Hart, Bret Hart had no personality. His personality was his ring work.
Yeah.
Didn't work until he became the Canadian and heel. He didn't work. Stone Cold was extremely popular, but Stone Cold got hurt. And that ended that. Rock was extremely popular, but Rock went to Hollywood.
Yeah, he left.
Didn't work. John Cena was there 20 years, but the crowd didn't like him.
Right.
That didn't work.
I'm telling you. There's never been another Hogan where legitimately the guy won all the time and everyone thought he was awesome and loved him.
Yeah.
And there's a few naysayers because there's going to be naysayers, but on the average, everyone was pumped up for him.
Very few.
And that, yeah, you're right. Everybody they tried. Warrior, he's insane, right?
Mhm.
Luger just didn't have it, right? Like, yeah, Stone Cold, yeah, he's hurt, so he couldn't go the distance. The Rock leaves. John Cena was too mixed. It's like half the people booed him, half the people cheered him, and you're like, I know people who despised John Cena.
Yeah.
And then I know people that absolutely loved within our own groups.
See, the problem is that I don't think people hated Cena as much as people hated the fact that they were trying to make him the guy before the audience was ready to accept him. The problem with John Cena really was John Cena got pushed because of the guy he was behind the scenes instead of the guy he was out in the crowd. Because John Cena's most popular gimmick was Doctor of Thugonomics.
Right.
That is not top face material.
No.
So he dropped that and people lost interest. And then they're like, they seeing him week after week and week, and they're like, this freaking guy again? We don't want to see this. We want to see this guy as the Doctor of Thugonomics. We don't want to see him as good guy, clean cut John Cena. Now, they wanted you to like him, and then they just embrace it. Yeah, that seemed like a 1-foot putt, Joe, where it's like, I thought Luger was going to beat Yokozuna. I'm like, if they're pushing him, he's got to beat Yokozuna, and then he didn't. And I'm like, he didn't pin Yokozuna. He didn't win it. I'm like, okay. So is Yokozuna the guy? I don't understand. Like, that was a massive, like, the Luger Express. They had the bus and blah blah blah.
I remember all of it.
They were doing Hulk Hogan Part 2 where he was a real, he didn't say a real American, but he's like,
Yeah.
I thought Luger was going to win it. I'm like, okay, Luger's going to be the guy, and then he didn't. I'm like, okay, well, he'll never be the guy now.
Yeah, if he didn't win there, then that's it.
Yeah, you get one shot at it sometimes. That's what they don't understand. Like, that's why Vince McMahon, I don't think, with his 50-50 booking and stuff, didn't understand. It's the same as the Nexus. John Cena was wrong. His team went over to Nexus. Never should have happened. Edge and Jericho told him he was wrong. They should go over them. Everyone knew the Nexus needed to roll over Team WWE. John Cena was too freaking stubborn to let it happen. He literally killed the Nexus angle. And the Nexus angle was one of the best things that happened in WWE in like 5 years, 10 years, whatever the numbers by then. Like, that Nexus angle was on fire. Wade Barrett and those guys were instant main eventers.
I liked Wade Barrett a lot. I thought he was awesome.
That Nexus thing was genius, and it literally was like,
I think I did
rolling.
Did I do a Wade Barrett? Let me check. Hold on a second. I may have done a Wade Barrett papercraft character. Hold on.
Oh.
This is so crazy. Let me just see if I did. I've done so many. My God, this is insane. I've done so many of these. Let me see. No, I didn't. I thought I was working on a Wade Barrett. I thought I did a Wade Barrett.
He seems like a guy you would do.
Maybe I did him under Nexus. What other things did he have? I feel like I would have done.
Bad News Barrett.
Because maybe I'm trying to figure out what I called them. I did Jake the Snake, which is random. Ric Flair. I did Nikolai Volkov. I did do Wade Barrett.
It seems like an obvious guy you would do.
Oh my God. Okay, I did do Wade Barrett. Here, I'll share my screen. I don't know, for some reason he wasn't in the final in my one folder. So I did two versions of him.
Oh, nice. Nexus.
And then the other one was just like this, a bear shirt version.
Yeah, he was awesome, man. You're either Nexus or you're against us. That was
Yeah, so there, yeah, and you're either at Nexus or against us. Yeah, so there you go. Wow, that so I did do Wade Barrett. I'm surprised I didn't put that under my. Normally, I have like one folder where I put them all, like all the final versions.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in that folder, so that was weird. But yeah, I remember I was like, yeah, I remember I did Barrett because my buddy loved Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett was genius. That whole Nexus thing was genius, and they frigged it. Yeah, and the thing is that I'm a little bit nervous too, because wrestling fans do have a habit, and Joe, I think you mentioned it. Cody they were turning him into John Cena at AEW, where he was the face, but they were booing him. I could see him eventually being forced to turn heel.
Well, we'll see. But I'm pumped up for him, so there you go. I think that pretty much is it. I think we'll shut her down. Tomorrow we're seeing John Wick, so then Friday we'll do. Sean and I are going to do the G.I. Joe movie, so I'm super pumped for that. That'll be really cool. And then Cobra La, la 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 la. Like when Serpenter's like, "Why are you saying it multiple times?"
I think he was just excited that something was going to work, because Serpenter's creation was terrific. Like Serpenter's creation, like going to the different grave sites and getting DNA, was a genius storyline. Unfortunately, Serpenter never had a good idea. So I guess it was like when Cobra La came up, he's like, oh, thank God.
Thank God I can do something with these guys. But yeah, so that'll be Friday. All right, guys. Hope to see you then. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.